All right, kindergartners, it is time to draw the Western Tanager. Now, if it is Wednesday, then you're probably going to be drawing your Western Tanager on just the page that's in the back of your Wednesday packet. Looks like this. If it's Friday, then you can get out your bird book and turn to the Western Tanager page. It's right after the cedar waxwing that you did last week. Now, if it's not Wednesday or Friday, that's okay. You do whichever page that your parents tell you is the one to do today. Don't worry about which day that it is. I want to remind you about what the Western Tanager looks like. This guy is so colorful and so beautiful. And I want to remind you about that really beautiful red head. Do you remember why he has a red head? He has a red head because the bugs that he eats changes the colors of his feathers and it makes him turn more red up there. Now our drawing is going to be pretty simple. I want to show you how it's just about the same picture, but flipped around. Can you tell that it's the same bird? This one is going to be not so complicated as some of the other birds that we have drawn. I've got my space up here ready to go, and I'm going to show you. It's going to be his head up here, the beak over here, body down this way with his tail coming out, his feet down about here, and a little twig. It's not really a big branch that he's standing on. It's more like a little twig. All right, are you ready? Now remember, if you mess up or if you want to fix it, you're welcome to pause the video and go back. That's the beauty of being on a video, don't you think? Okay, so his head is going to curve. It's going to be kind of a slight curve. We're going to start this way and curve up and back. Here we go. Your turn. That was Mrs. Hooft saying goodbye. Okay, time for his little beak. It's a kind of pointy beak, and it's going to be an angle line, but the top part of the angle line has a slight curve in it. Your turn. Just like always, there's a little angle line that goes backwards where the beak sticks out because this part is where it connects to his face. So it's going to be a backwards angle line to close up the beak. That's pretty easy. And then we're going to draw a line from the point of that angle line to the point of the beak. Fantastic job. Now, we're going to do his back. He's going to go straight down, and we're going to pause right about here because that's where his feather is going to kind of curve. So, I'm going to do just a whoop. My hand jerked. Did you see that? It happens. Your turn. I'd like to make this part a little bit more distinct. Okay, now we're going to make his neck from this point of his beak. It's going to come down and back, and then we're going to give him kind of a tummy that's going to come back and it's going to land where his leg starts. Okay, so here I go. Going to give him a little neck and then come down and around. He's not super fat, but he's got a cute little tummy. Coming around, and I'm going to stop it right about there. Your turn. There's a knock at the door. What to do, what to do? Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is his wing. I'm going to start up here and I'm going to do a curve line back and stop. Nice. And then from right here, the end of his wing, I'm going to come down and curve back up, and we're going to curve it this direction to over here. Okay, now there will be a curved line to kind of make his shoulder. It's going to go down to the right and then back down to connect it, okay? Down to the right curve and then back down to connect it. Your turn. It's kind of a strange movement. Try to control your hand. Got it? Okay, now from right here, you see this curve that we've done right here on his wing, we're gonna start right about here and we're gonna curve down and then to the right. I have to pause and get the door really fast. You make your stuff. I'm making a video like right now, so I gotta...
No, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I thought that was Holly's car.
No, it's sorry. I'm still recording. Bye. That's kind of funny. Okay. All right. From there, we are going to do a couple of little feather movements right here. Down, up, down, up, down, up. There you go. Fantastic job. Okay, now coming out from the bottom of this part of the wing is going to be a longer part of the wing, which is going to go down and make it a kind of a curved angle line, and it's going to come back up and land right about here. Are you ready? Curve down. It's going to be a little bit pointy, but not all the way pointy. I'm going to curve down, coming back up, and I'm going to land right about there. Your turn. And then we're going to connect right there. One little curvy line from where this point connects to part of the wing. We're just going to curve back and down. Right there. This little line right there. Got that? Okay. Now in this part of the wing, we're going to do very similarly to right here. We're going to do just some angle lines so that we can see that there are kind of some longer feathers. And so I'm curving down and then I'm going to touch up here. And I'm going to do that a couple of times. Up there. And then this one's going to go like that. And these little lines right here is what I did. Now we're going to come down and make his tail. Pull down and we're going to come up one. And then we're going to do a few little curved lines and it's going to come then up and connect to the wing. Okay. And from there, we're going to finish his little body. There's going to be one little curve up and then down. And then we're going to leave a little space right here for one of his legs. So there's kind of two curves, curve up and then down again and come to where the leg is going to start. All right. Right here is where his leg's gonna come down. 2 kind of bigger lines, and then it's gonna go skinnier as the leg goes this direction. So, one leg, the top of the leg, the bottom of the leg, and then we're gonna have his little claw that goes back here for his foot, and then another one that goes this way. There's gonna be 3 in the front. They're just little curved pointed lines. And then you're not gonna see his entire leg for the back leg. So we will see just the skinny part of his little leg coming down. Like that. 2 little lines with the back toe and then the front toes. And then in between, we're gonna have that skinny little twig that he's standing on. Maybe it's gonna come out this side. If you wanna put some leaves on it, you're welcome to. We're almost done. What part do you think we haven't finished yet? What does not look complete to you? Up here on his face, he needs an eye and he needs a little cheek. So his eye is going to be right about here. It's gonna curve up and down and around. We'll fill it in with black. Okay, now from the point of the back of his beak, we're gonna curve down and then back up again. Maybe not quite so far back up. Maybe I'm gonna do it a little bit more like that. Nice. From that end point, curve it down just a little bit. This is the part that we're doing right here. Then we're gonna do some little kind of broken lines around his eyes. They just make it look kind of feathery. See that? Then one more little spot below his beak right here on his chin. Just one little line. And then folks, let's remember when you color him, the colors that you're gonna use. The top of his head is going to be red. His beak is kind of a funny color. It's a little bit yellowy, greeny, black. Don't know how we're gonna manage that one. You just be creative on it, okay? There's a little bit of extra yellow around his eye, and then it's kind of orangey right here. It goes into yellow, and then that wing is kind of multicolored. I'm gonna add a mark to this guy. I think it would be a good idea for us to do this. And that way you can see where the yellow stops and it turns into a different color on his back. We're gonna add that, even though it's not on the coloring page. See that distinctive line that's right there. Make sure that his tummy's pretty yellow, his legs are black, and then there's some white right here on parts of his wing. You be creative, look at the colors that you see and do the best that you can. And then you send a picture if you want to, or a video or Marco Polo to me or Mrs. Berry and show us how well you did. Great job.